The more isolated we are, the easier it is for us to develop a worldview based entirely on our own echo chamber of systems and beliefs. Without testing and living out the things that we believe in the real world, it's easier to make snap judgments and surface level assumptions about those around us. Unless we dig into the fundamentals of our core ideals and work them out in practical day-to-day life, exposure to anything contrary to our lifelong assumptions can rock us to our core and shake the very foundations of who we are as people. My name is Michael Knipp, and I'm here to talk about Warbreaker by Sanderson. Warbreaker is primarily the story about three different people and the way their life got flipped, turned upside down. 1. A princess who has been groomed her entire life to marry the heathen god king of a rival nation. 2. Her sister, the youngest princess, who was able to skate by her entire life without ever having to consider her. And 3. A god who questions his own deity and disbelieves his own religion. War has been brewing between Hallandren and Tutelar for years, and as this conflict builds towards inevitability, we are placed into the perspective of these characters as they come face to face with the dangerous conclusions of generational bigotry and a complete disregard to try to understand anyone whose culture differs from their own. Religion, culture, and even just large aspects of living in the world of Warbreaker revolve around its complex and unique magic system. Everyone is born with one single biochromatic breath and is able to give, sell, or otherwise utilize this power, which some believe is just a simple commodity, and others believe it is the soul of a person itself. These breaths, when accumulated in larger numbers, grant the wielder powers in addition to just enhancing their lifespans and the way that they sense the world around them. Naturally, power structures are developed around this extremely dividing reality and the ideologies that spring forth from it. While personally, it took me a little bit to get into this epic tale, once the stakes began to get raised and the plot began to pick up a little bit, I couldn't put it down. Sanderson's character work in this one in particular had me rooting for everyone, even people on opposite sides of certain conflicts, because I could relate to them and empathize with them so strongly in their own positions and the plights in which they found themselves. Additionally, even though there was so much dark things and like heavy hitting topics in this book, there's also a significant amount of humor and funny aspects which really worked and helped keep the book from being too dour. If any of this sounds interesting to you, then I'd highly recommend you give Warbreaker a shot. It's a great fantasy standalone, which is not something that exists all over the place. Additionally, it's a Sanderson book, which 1, means I will probably enjoy it at this rate, and 2, it might be an easier way to acquaint yourself with his work if you have not yet given it a shot. But even though it is a standalone, it has significant ties to other parts of the Cosmere, Sanderson's book fantasy version of the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And the ties that this book has to the Stormlight Archive, my favorite series, are sometimes subtle, sometimes more overt, but super awesome. As I dug into it myself and also having conversations with Angela from Literature Science Alliance just kind of blew my mind in ways I did not expect. So yeah, I recommend it. I greatly enjoyed this book. At one point, I think it was rumored that it was going to get a sequel or another book in this timeline. I don't think that's very high on Sanderson's priority list right now with the other things that he has going, but I'm in for that if he ever chose to do that. Anyway, thank you for watching this video and sticking out to the end if you're still here. If you want to see me talk about books even more, please hit the subscribe button, and if you hit that bell, you'll get notifications whenever I post a new video. You guys mean a lot to me, and I love to have conversations with you in the comments down below. Have you read Warbreaker? Does this interest you? Did any of the themes that I brought up from the book resonate with you at all? I hope you guys are having an awesome day and are reading something amazing. If you haven't read a book in a long time and somehow you're seeing this video, pick one up. There's a book out there for you. I love you all. I hope you are staying safe and sane. I hope to see you again. Have a nice day.
No one ever get enough. Always looking out tired, sleep. No one ever get enough. If I don't show up, I might get fired. Sleep. No one ever get enough. Always looking out tired, sleep. No one ever get enough. If I don't show up, I might get fired.